So before I really get going with my new team, Legends, let me show one last game before I had all those guys. This is one you don't want to miss. I played against an all-star team. Look at this lineup: Dwayne Wade, LeBron James, Kevin Durant, Carmelo Anthony, Dwight Howard, Amari, Monte Ellis, David Lee. And look at my team: Raja Bell, Mike Miller, LeBron, Dwight. And I have J.R. Smith coming off the bench. For some reason, my recordings didn't have any game audio, so we're just gonna be rocking to the Chris Smoove soundtrack in the background. Enjoy this game. It's a really good one from start to finish, but I want to talk about some suggestions to make this game mode better in 2K14. I slept on my team all year long. I just now got into it and I'm loving it. It's a great mode, but there's a few things I think they need to do to make it even better. My first suggestion is actually really good. I know they have a road to the playoffs, but they should have another mode called the road to the championship. And in this mode, there should be a salary cap, and the cap should be at 300 VC. This way, players have to make a decision. They have to say, okay, am I gonna go with 3 gold players and all bronze? Or am I gonna go with 1 gold player in silvers? Or am I gonna go with a whole bunch of silvers? That would add a new competitive aspect. And they could still have the road to the playoffs, still have that, where you can have your 3,000 VC per game roster, still have that, but have this as well as another addition. And then if you win the championship in the road to championship series, your reward should be to pick any gold legend in the game to join your team. What do you think about that? I mean, there's so many people out there, they're dying to get Allen Iverson, they're dying to get John Starks or Sean Kemp or Jerry West, Akeem, whoever it is. If you win the championship, you get to pick that gold player to be on your team. And then once you win, they have to reset you, put you back into the first round of the playoffs. So if you want to get another gold legend, you have to grind and do the whole thing over again, from the first round of the playoffs to the second round to the conference finals to the finals. Make it a 7-game series, make it kind of like how the road to the playoffs is, but this one's actually when you're in the playoffs. So the difference with the championship series is that after you win it, you're not going to stay in the NBA finals. You're going to go right back down to the first round. You have to do it all over again because the prize is so good. So what do you think about that suggestion? Is it a good idea or what? Or maybe if it's not a gold legend, maybe for winning the championship, you could even import your my player onto your team. Now, what do you think about that? That's another suggestion. The next feature we need for 2K14 is the ability to trade players. And we're also going to be able to need to keep duplicate players on our roster to do this. Because I've opened up gold packs, purple packs, and sometimes I get gold legends twice. I've gotten Alonzo Mourning twice. I got Shaq twice. I got Tim Hardaway twice. I got Bob somebody twice. I got Lou somebody twice. You should be able to have these players more than once. Now, obviously, you shouldn't be able to use them on your team more than once. So you can't put LeBron at center and then put LeBron at power forward and small. You can't do that. You can only use them one time. But then this way you can trade. So maybe somebody has Allen Iverson and you say, okay, I'll give you my second Shaq. I'll give you my second Jerry West, and somebody else, you give me Allen Iverson. Let us make trades. That way, for the people that have rare players and we don't have them, maybe we can give them something they want and we can make it work. Because maybe their luck, maybe they got 2 Allen Iversons so they could trade one. The next thing is we need to be able to have at least one of everything. We need to be able to have at least one of every signature skill, of every attribute. It shouldn't just get stuck and then you can't get any more, because it's weird. Like one time I wanted to get finisher and put it on the player, but I couldn't get it because I already had enough signature skills. So I had to go back in the menu after I got finisher, and I lost it because I had to sell it. Then I had to go back in the menu, sell everything, and then try again. Like, no, you should be able to have one of at least everything. The next thing is we need to be able to take signature skills off of our players. So maybe we put signature skills on them and now we don't want them anymore. We should be able to take them off. That way we can reduce their salary if we want to. They shouldn't just be there forever. We should be able to take them off. Next, They need to stop locking stuff. Okay, I haven't seen any gold coaches. I haven't seen any silver signature skills. Don't lock these things. They should always be available. Same thing with the legends. People haven't gotten Allen Iverson since the game first came out. They haven't gotten some of these players. They should never be locked like that. They should just always be open. That's just my opinion. I mean, what do you think? I think it's kind of dumb that we can never get a gold coach anymore. Like, what's up with that? I want to get a gold coach. Hey, I want to get some silver signature skills maybe. Hey, I want to have a possibility to get some of these legends that I couldn't get because I didn't play the game back when it first came out. Take off the locks. Next, we need to be able to see who people are using on defense. I don't know why this feature was taken out of the game. I think they started doing that last year. Yeah, I don't know why they did that, but it needs to be in there, especially when people are playing zone defense, because this is another thing. The zone defense is overpowered. And the reason why it's overpowered is because you need to make adjustments to the way the zone defense works. First, the recovery defense is way too fast. If I pass the ball to somebody in the corner and he's wide open, I should never get blocked. Okay, that's never gonna happen. You're never gonna see LeBron James pass the ball to Ray Allen in the corner. He's wide open when he catches the ball and then somehow he gets blocked. That doesn't happen. They need to adjust the speed. And then another thing they need to do is your offensive players need to be smarter. They need to know where to go on offense. They need to know where to stand. There's been times where I'm running against a zone defense. I drive. There's 3 people collapsing on LeBron James. And then Mike Miller, he's wide open for 3, but he decides to run and cut to the rim with me when I could have just passed it to him. Bam, wide open 3. They're so dumb. Another thing, we need to be able to save our plays, because I used to have plays in the previous games, like in 2K10, 2K9. I used to have a play for every type of zone. If you're running a 1-3-1 zone, I got a play that will crush that zone because it's gonna put players in the spots they need to be able to defeat that zone. So we need to be able to save all our online settings, because with all the plays in the game, every game I don't want to press start and then go and set them. I should just be able to save them and then they're always there. This feature of saving plays and saving online settings, it was in previous games. So it's not like this is something that they've never done or they can't do. They can do it. They just, for some reason, have stopped doing it, and they need to bring it back because it brings the competitiveness back, because now you have everything you need, all your plays, you have everything you want to do. That needs to come back. The last thing I think they need to do is turn up the difficulty. I don't know what the difficulty is on, but it's just way too easy. There's too many threes. Change the sliders. Do something. A lot of people, what they're doing on offense, they're taking a good 3-point shooter and they're just moving laterally, like literally. They're not doing any crossovers. They're just moving from left to right, and then eventually they pop the 3 and it's splash. You know, even if you're there, you're not there. And then on defense, it's hard to stay in front of people that are just moving left to right. Like, that makes no sense. You'll never see somebody in the NBA just going laterally, you know, really slow, and then all of a sudden they're wide open. Like, they need to up the difficulty and change how that works and make it, you know, because if they up the difficulty, then you have to get the release correct to make a shot. You can't just shoot it and then, ooh, splash. You raise up the difficulty, put it on at least superstar. I don't know what difficulty it's on now. Put it on at least that. And change the success rate for these fading threes. Like, if you take a fading 3 with somebody in your face, the chances of it going in should go way down, but it seems like it increases the chances of it going in online. I don't know what it is. They need to change that. Now, last but not least, we need to be able to play any team. It doesn't have to be ranked. It doesn't have to be road to the playoffs or the other game mode I suggested to add in, but we need to be able to play because, hey, maybe my friend, he's got a team. I want to play his team. We should be able to change the settings, the difficulty, the sliders. Do that, 2K. Give us the ability to play custom matches, because then, I mean, they're gonna have my team leagues. They're gonna do it. They're gonna use things like League Daddy. I don't even know if League Daddy is still around, but they're gonna use websites like that to track stats and standings, and they're gonna do my team leagues. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So make these suggestions. I think they're really good. I'm really enjoying the game mode for its first year coming out. Its first time being in the game. I think they did a really good job. They just need to tweak it, and it's going to be even better for next year. So go ahead and leave your suggestions in the comment section. Let me know if you think my ideas are good, if they're bad. And as you can see here, it's a close game up against this all-star team. But hey, look at that. He's even pausing my free throws. This guy was cheesing all game long with his all-star roster from A to Z. It's crazy. I kept it competitive. All I had was LeBron James, Dwight Howard, J.R. Smith. Everybody else is bronze. And this is why I would love to see a second My Team game mode, Road to the Championship, where there's a salary cap of 300, because then I wouldn't be playing against a team like this. I'd play against somebody that has to make a decision like me. He has to figure out what's his strategy. Does he want 3 gold players? Does he want 1 gold player? Yeah, I think that's going to add more dynamics to the game mode. There's more thinking involved. There's just more basketball knowledge. And you could still have the road to the playoffs as well. So you could still have this version where people can go in there with their all gold roster if they want to, pay a high salary. But if you have that new version, I mean, I don't see how that's not going to be a good thing to have.